I want to start off by congratulating Andy, the coaching staff, the players, our entire leadership team on a hard-fought win tonight and clinching another AFC West division title. It's a tremendous accomplishment. My hat goes off to Andy and the players for sticking with it. Obviously, tonight was another very close game. It seems like every time we play the Chargers, the games are like this, and we certainly overall have had a bunch like that this year. Go ahead and open it up.
Mark, to that point, I think this is the sixth or seventh time now you've evaluated that you guys won on the last play. What's that like from your perspective over these last couple of months?
Well, I'm certainly glad that we've ended up on the winning side of those games. As we've been going through it, I've thought a lot about last year, where we had a lot of close games, and they tended to go the other way, particularly November and December. We really had a challenging stretch. So it's a credit to the level of competition in the National Football League. All these guys are professionals. They're very talented, and our guys have hung in there and found ways to get the W at the end of the game.
I hope I phrase this right. When you guys won the first of these AFC West titles, it was the kind of breakthrough that it is now. Do you remember what that meant then, and what does it do for the franchise now to keep moving?
Yeah. Well, you certainly never take them for granted. I do think in a lot of ways when you do something for the first time, it's more special, and that was not the first time we'd ever won the division. But when we started this streak of 9, I think we were all really excited. We didn't know what was ahead of us. It's been a very special time period for the Kansas City Chiefs, an amazing era of Chiefs football, and the credit for that goes to Andy, Brett, and their staffs. They've just done a phenomenal job. And I ought to mention the injuries this year. We certainly have had a lot of injuries, particularly at the receiver position, and Brett and his team have done a fantastic job every week, finding a solution, finding somebody who can come in and help us.
Just considering all that roster moves, it's clear the organization's all in on 3 titles in a row. I was just wondering how important, how long it go, but how important is that as far as
Yeah. Obviously, it's a big goal for us. Winning the Super Bowl is the goal every year. If we do it this year, we'll do something that no NFL team has ever done, which is really special. We try to balance that with the long-term perspective. Our goal is to consistently compete for championships, and you've got to be thoughtful in your roster management when you're trying to do that. But Brett and his guys do a tremendous job with that. He's found guys that work within our limited salary cap resources, and they've been able to come in and contribute. DJ Humphries is an example of that tonight.
what's been your direction to Brett and Andy about balancing that, trying to win a third straight, but also not jeopardizing future years? What's been your direction?
It's really been no different than it's been since they've been here. We've tried to be thoughtful about making sure we're giving ourselves the best chance to win this year, but also putting ourselves in a position where we can win next year and the year after that. As I think about it, head coaches are very much focused on the year at hand, and really they're focused on the week at hand. A really good general manager will be thinking not only about this year, but about the next couple of years. And I think it's part of my role to help the organization think long term. But certainly we have an opportunity to do something, as I said, that's never been done, and we're definitely all in on it.
So when you say it's been part of your role to think long term, what's been your direction there in that regard?
Well, we want to put the best team we can on the field every year, and it's just a balance. It's a balancing act, right? You've got the salary cap, and you've got to work with that. It has limitations. To some degree, you can pull some of the salary cap forward if you need to help you in a particular situation like we've had this year, and we've done that a little bit.
On that front, on the injury side, I think I just saw you meeting DJ Humphries for the first time as you were walking through the locker room. You've been a lot of more injuries and things like that than you've ever had.
Well, I'm sure it feels like that, but statistically, probably not. I'm sure we could go back and find a year where we've had more injuries, but it feels like we've had a lot of very important injuries. That was actually not the first time I'd met DJ. We had a chance to say a quick hello in the hall a week ago, but I hadn't had a chance to visit with him, see how his family's doing, see if he's found a place to live. So it was good to be able to do that.
Okay. Last one, just fun stuff. SMU college ball playoff. You stay up late and watch the game.
Well, I did one better than that. I actually attended the game, and it was an amazing game, an amazing comeback. Didn't go SMU's way last night, but today they got the good news that they made the.
Hey there, Chiefs fan. So, did you catch the big news from Sunday Night Football? Josh Uch, the defensive end we were hoping could help out our pass rush, was listed as inactive for the Week 14 game against the Chargers. Yeah, you heard that right, he didn't even suit up. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would Kansas City make this trade if the guy isn't going to see the field? Uch has barely played since joining the team, and to be honest, it raises a lot of questions about what's really going on here. Could this be the end of the road for him in KC? Before we dive deeper, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this trade worth it? Oh, and while you're here, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Let's hit that 2,000 subscriber goal together. So, let's talk about the trade itself. When Brett Veach decided to bring Josh Uch to Kansas City, it seemed like a low-risk, high-reward move. After all, it only cost us a late-round pick. But looking at it now, you have to ask, was it even worth that? Since joining the Chiefs, Uch has barely made an impact. One snap against the Raiders, come on. He was supposed to be a boost for our pass rush, yet he's barely been a blip on the radar. Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo clearly don't think he's ready to contribute, and if the coaching staff doesn't trust him, what does that say about the trade? Let's be real, this move doesn't align with Veach's usual track record of nailing midseason trades. Sure, it didn't cost us much, but even a late-round pick could have been spent on someone who could actually help. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. Was this just a swing and miss, or does Uch deserve more time to prove himself? And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the notification bell. Every subscriber helps us reach our 2,000 fan goal. Alright, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture, the Chiefs' pass rush as a whole. Even without Josh Uch contributing, Kansas City's defensive line has been holding its own. Players like Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, Mike Dana, and Charles Omenihu have been stepping up in big ways. Take Charles Omenihu, for example. He's been a force since returning to the lineup, and his performance in Week 13 really caught my eye. The combination of Omenihu and Karlaftis on the edges gave the Chiefs' pass rush the spark it needed, which might explain why Uch has struggled to find a role. But here's the thing, when Veach made the trade, we all thought Uch could be that extra piece to elevate the defense. So far, he hasn't been. Still, it's worth asking, does the current success of our other pass rushers make his absence less important? Or should we expect more from him, given the potential we all saw? What do you think? How would you rank our defensive line right now? Drop your list in the comments. I'd love to see how you'd stack up our guys. Also, if you haven't already, hit subscribe, join the Total Chiefs community, and help us reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers. With your support, we can keep these conversations going every week. Now, let's take a step back and talk about Brett Veach. As Chiefs fans, we know Veach has been one of the best general managers in the NFL. From blockbuster trades to key draft picks, his decisions have shaped Kansas City into a powerhouse. But even the best can swing and miss sometimes, and the Josh Uch trade is starting to look like one of those rare missteps. The good news, this trade didn't cost much. A late-round pick isn't going to make or break the team's future. But it does raise questions. Did Veach see something in Uch that we're missing? Or was this just a calculated risk that didn't pan out? Looking ahead, what should the Chiefs do? Should they give Uch another shot, hoping he can find his footing, or move on and focus on the talent already stepping up on the defensive line? It's a tough call, and I'd love to hear your take. Let's turn this into a conversation. Drop your opinion in the comments. How do you feel about Veach's decision to trade for Uch? And while you're here, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's grow our Total Chiefs family to 2,000 strong. Alright, now it's your turn. What do you think about Josh Uch and his future with the Chiefs? Should the team give him more time to prove himself, or is it time to cut their losses? And while we're at it, how would you rank Brett Veach's trades overall? Has this one dented his legacy, or is it just a minor hiccup? Head to the comments and share your thoughts. Let's get a conversation going. I'll be checking to see what you have to say. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Total Chiefs and turn on notifications. Your support helps us grow and hit our goal of 2,000 subscribers. Let's build this community together, one fan at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.